Oh my goodness. It is cold this morning. Right now in the bay, let's see what it is. See that? It's 33 degrees out right now. It's freezing. I mean, my windshield's frozen. Jeez, we're in California, remember? It's been really cold here lately. We haven't been on the water in a little while. Today, well, we're going out there. We're gonna see what these fish are up to. Wondering how these cold temperatures will affect these fish. I have a sneaky plan today. I'm gonna tell you guys, I got a sneaky plan. We are gonna be throwing a lot of trout style baits. Of course, we got the big Depths 250, then we got a smaller S-Waver. We've got these cool little paddle tails, trout profile, similar to how you'd fish a jig. And then we got the infamous Huddleston swim bait. Trout style baits, definitely a main forage for some of the bigger fish in these lakes out here in California. Never had success doing it, never really dedicated time for it. We're gonna put those trout baits into play today, see if we can stick a couple of fish on them. I've got about an hour-and-a-half drive to the lake. That's the one good thing about the cooler months of fishing is I'm not trying to get up at 3 in the morning and get there at sunrise. You know, you gotta let these fish warm up just like you do. So we're gonna make the drive, get to the water, see what we can do. Oh crap, guys, I hate to say it, but jeez, it was okay at the ramp, but man, when that wind gets going, it's a lot chillier out here. Glad I brought these gloves. Hands are frozen. Oh my god, that got smoked. Oh my golly, that cannot be a bass. That's gotta be a cat. If it's a bass, it's a big one. Dude, that got crushed. It's like my third cast with this little bait too. What do we got? Oh my god, it's giant. Well, that's a good start, ladies and gentlemen. That's a really big spot. I foul hooked him though. Dude, come on now. That's a giant spot. A little trout swim bait. Holy, okay, I guess that worked. That one worked at least. Dude, look at the size of that spot. That might be my PB spot weight-wise. That's like a 4-pounder. Gosh. Okay. That seemed to work. Let's do that again. That's pretty sick. That bait got crushed. Dragging her uphill. No tiny trout. All right, so the theory that the trout style baits catch the bigger fish, well, that definitely doesn't confirm it, but definitely doesn't deny it. It might be a Huddleston day. I don't know. I suck at fishing the Huddleston, so I'm just totally winging it. They're definitely here. This is only 20. I bet if we jumped out into like 30 and 40, we'd see a ton of fish. Man, I'm stuck on like a line or something. Dang it. Nope. It's so annoying. Breaking off a ton lately. That's where you gotta get your bait though, I guess. Alright. 2 left. Got her. Dragging uphill. Another good one too. Golly. I might be a believer in this trout thing. Dude, that, oh my God. Man, it's a hard argument right now. We're making a pretty good argument for, you know, the trout style baits being the big fish catchers. Oh my gosh. Guys, come on now. I mean, I don't know what to say. 4.5, 5 pounder? Goodness gracious. Jeez Louise, I smashed it too. Been missing out, not throwing these trout style baits for a while. Okay, so here's the bait right here. I'll just tell you now. Power bait by Berkley Swim Shad. This is the HD Rainbow Trout. Just kind of figured this would be a good little winter deal, a little more finessey, but you know, still a good profile bait, bigger than a drop shot and bigger than the jig, of course. And you know, I mean, I have no idea really how to fish swim baits. I mean, I'm completely a novice with it. Especially the bigger stuff, obviously like the Huddlestons or whatever. But I mean, that's of course a popular opinion that these trout style baits really can draw the bigger fish and weed out a lot of the small ones you get in these deep clear reservoirs and lakes. But I don't know, it could be just the day, it could be the location, could be the conditions. It's hard to say. There's the thing about fishing is you don't really know. So far, first 2 bites have both been really quality fish, probably the 2 biggest fish I've caught out of this lake all year. So coincidence? I don't know. Yeah, there's like trees and stumps and stuff down there. Oh yeah, this point goes way out here. I know you guys are yelling at me to throw the Huddleston, but I'm kind of learning the lay of the land. I know that people lose Huddlestons, but I only got that one on me today. I don't know, I'm just trying to figure out where the nasty trees and bushes are. Seems like they're everywhere though. But kind of more so trying to figure out how far this point extends and where the drop-offs are, and then we'll start making some Huddleston casts. I mean, if we lose it, we lose it, but try to fish it as long as we can before we lose it. That's a big old bait. Say if there was a day that you'd probably want to fish the Huddleston, it'd probably be a day like today, so we'll put some time. I mean, dude, look at the fish below me. Some could be carp or catfish, but there's definitely bass here. Definitely. Finally got one. We knew the drop shot had to catch him. Let's see. Let's see if oh. Well, we got a bite on the drop shot. Substantially smaller than our first 2 fish, but it's a bite. Hard to beat this little shad worm. I mean, it's not like we didn't put the time into that trout bait. We'll keep throwing it here and there, but these fish definitely seem to have shut off a little bit. Got her. Little pile of spots probably here. You see that dude fighting on the graph? Pretty cool. Might be better. It's a spot. Oh yeah, it's pretty good actually. That's net worthy, I think. Oh yeah, it's a nice spot. Dang. Folks. It's a chunk right there. Again, drop shot saves the day. Pretty fish though. Aren't these pretty fish? These spots. These colorations on their back. Man. Okay, let's see if we can go back to little swim bait. Now it would be interesting to see if we get a bite on this little trout swim bait, what the size would be, you know, because we've caught two obviously on it in the beginning, both pretty good ones. Just caught two on the drop shot. One was decent, but still both smaller than the first two. I mean, this would be pretty telling if we get a bite here and if it was a big fish. I mean, that would have me pretty convinced that these little trout swim baits or a trout pattern or even like a smaller swim bait in general is going to catch bigger fish than drop shots or jigs or, you know, other smaller profile baits. Yeah, the drop shot's definitely outperforming. Oh, largemouth. Or no, smallmouth. And that is the slam. Spot largemouth and smallmouth. Little keeper too. Fish are 100% here. They are definitely here, you know, it's not a surprise. Just gotta give them a bite. God, that's the problem right there. Every time I switch to the drop shot, I get immediately bit. But again, the drop shot fish are definitely not as big. Smallmouth. Alright guys, let's do it. The trout flavored spoon. Forgot to mention trout bait, right? Technically. It's cold. Spoon bite would be not really that surprising. Super strange, really strange. See, immediately. Kind of working the drop shot too. That's why I'm surprised they're not eating the spoon. Being kind of aggressive with this drop shot. And they're biting it. Why won't they eat the spoon? There we go. Golly. Finally. What do we think? Spot, largemouth, or smallmouth? I'm gonna say spot. Oh yeah, that's a spot. Oh geez, that's a big spot. Didn't think he was that big. All right, so that's a pretty good one on the drop shot. Ah, sharp teeth. Again, I don't think that's bigger than the first two we caught on the trout bait, but you know, it's a solid fish. Some quality today. I'm still not a believer as to why they won't eat the spoon, you know? The way they're eating the drop shot, some are suspended. I don't know. Oh my God. Finally got one. No, do we? We don't. What the heck? Got the one stick down there in 40 foot. Amazing. It really was too. I can see it on the graph. The one, whatever that is, I managed to snag it. Too bad there wasn't a 10-pounder next to it. That thing looks really good in the water. Oh man. Wow. That looks so realistic. It's pretty much throwing the Hail Mary with this kind of bait, throwing it up shallow. Maybe there's some big ones lurking. Looking up at the bank and they see a little trout, they can ambush it, and it looks like it would make sense. Got on the way down. Wow, I knew a spoon had to work eventually. No, he came off. Oh, son of a gun. First bite on the spoon though. I can see it right there. Little tiny blip in 40. There we go. There we go. Ooh. It's been kind of a tough day, guys. So I'm just happy to get some bites. Oh gosh. That's another pretty good one. Yeah. He's okay, actually. Looked bigger in the water. Yeah. Not a bad one. I know. We got to do it. Got a couple hours left, if that, and we need to definitely throw that little swim bait again, just to see. I feel like if we catch one more on that little swim bait thing, that is a clear sign that will get the better quality bites. Obviously, it hasn't gotten a lot of bites, but you know, for like tournament fishing and stuff, you only need 5 bites. Today we probably would have a decent bag too. Lengthwise, we got to be in the 80s. Weight-wise, 13, 14 pounds. Every drop does not take long. God, as soon as we switch over, that one's fighting weird. Could be big. He's fighting super weird. He's gonna jump. A pretty good one, I think. Oh, he's got a nasty sore on him. Eee, that's I don't know. I'm definitely not touching that. Oh my God! Look at the graph below us. Look at the graph below us. Spoon-like right there. I mean, how do they not hit a spoon right here? Come on. I just don't think these fish want the spoon. You know? Dang drop shot. Isn't it weird they won't hit the spoon? Dang drop shot. I mean, I'm not complaining, but it's starting to kind of spoil my theory because I think this is another decent fish. Little fatty. Hopped it, and he bit, or she bit, whatever it is. Man, you can see how they just go crazy right afterwards, too. That fish just totally brought all his buddies up with him. I don't know. I don't know. Got it. I was dragging that little swim bait through there too. That's the thing. He freaking choked it. Smallmouth. Like, how are you guys not hitting a spoon? Oh, we got one. That was on the fall. Finally. So my 2 spoons bites have just been on the fall. That's interesting. This feels weird. This feels very strange. This cannot be a bass. This cannot be a bass. Dude. That sucker got me hung up. Are you serious? I really cannot catch one on a spoon today. It just came off. Oh, this is awkward. Oh, how awkward. Super awkward moment. Even more awkward that it's a big smallmouth. Alright, stop goofing around. That was a strange thing that just happened. Man, look at that brown one. Dang. It's a long one. Jeez. Such a pretty fish. Let's get back down. Graph's pretty loaded right now, guys. Dude, every time I do something else, they bite. Could be a big group of smallmouth down there. That probably was borderline not boat flippable, but we did it anyways. Okay, holy gosh, we're on the mother lode right now. Okay, it's like an every drop kind of deal. That's fun. Yeah, that's weird. Just caught a smallmouth, spot, and a largemouth. Oh shoot, his eyes are bulging. Oh God, I don't really know what to do in this situation. Where do you fizz him? Let's just see if he goes back down. Okay, went back down. Largemouth. Largemouth always want to jump. Always decline the jump. Oh my goodness, that is not good. Got a true hot dog out of the pack. Sheesh. Man, they're eating right now. Dang it, that one came off. Oh well, what are you gonna do? You can see, went back down and joined his buddies. Maybe they'll bite again. Come on, one for the road. Thank you, I just had to ask for it. Goodness. That bite really died down on us. Alright, thank you, sir. And I'm getting greedy because I'm seeing more on the graph now. Alrighty folks, that is going to do it for today's video, today's day on the water. Like I said, the focus today was to throw in the mix some of those trout style baits, and I don't know, I think overall I probably should have threw them more often, or maybe even all day, but man, when you find fish, they're not biting anything, and then you get them to bite on a drop shot or whatever, you know me, I love the drop shot, I love catching fish, so I couldn't help myself. But I think it is interesting that of all the fish we caught today, the two biggest fish were both on that little Berkley trout bait, the swim bait. Again, I know it's not a Huddleston, but it is interesting, and you know, it's not a new idea that trout style baits get bigger bites, but I definitely wanted to try it out for myself, put it to the test, and I don't know, I'm a believer for sure. Gained a little confidence today throwing some of those swim baits. Solid day on the water. That is today's video. As always, thank you guys for coming along, for tuning in, and I'll see you guys in the next one.